Hello students, good morning. In the previous video, we discussed the concept of ancient architecture in India, and in this lesson, we discussed the ancient architecture during Maurya's period and the ancient architecture during Ashoka's period. We discussed in the previous video, and material prosperity and new religious consciousness were emphasized during Mauryan's period, and also the Greek ambassador Megasthenes, he came to India. He visited India during Mauryan's period and described the excellence of architecture of Mauryan's palace in his book Indica. And during Ashoka's period also we can see the rise of architecture, and during Ashoka's period the blending of Greek and Persians and Indian arts in the architecture during Ashoka's period. And we also discussed the monolithic pillars were erected during Ashoka's period, and these monolithic pillars, the teachings of Dhamma were inscribed, and the Saranath temple, the Saranath Stupa, actually the lion capital of Saranath has been taken as the Indian national emblem, in Indian national emblem. This also was discussed, and the stupas of Sanchi and Saranath, actually the gateways of Sanchi and Saranath described the scenes of Jataka stories we discussed. So today, now let us discuss further architectural contributions by various Indian dynasties. The blending of Greek and Indian art led to a new kind of architecture, that is what is Gandhara art. Gandhara art is a unique Buddhist sculpting. So the blending of Greek and Indian art led to the new kind of art, that is Gandhara art. And this Gandhara art was adopted by various philosophic and architectural schools in our history, and those were Amaravati and Mathura school. Mathura and Amaravati, these two schools adopted the Gandhara art, and a large number of statues of Buddha were built by the artisans of these schools, especially after the 1st century AD, and under the influence of Kushanas. So during the period of Kushanas, we can see the rise of architecture in the form of Gandhara art by Amaravati school and by Mathura school. And under the Gandhara school of art, lifelike statues of Buddha and Bodhisattvas were made in the likeness of Greek gods. So under the influence of Kushanas, the statues of Buddha were made like Greek gods. And even though the ideas and inspirations and subjects were all from Indian, but they were made like Greek gods. And rich ornaments and costumes and drapery were used to impart physical beauty, to create aesthetic sense. And the sculptures were made in stone, terracotta, cement-like material, and clay. So these materials were used to make Gandhara art of sculptures. And the figures of Mathura school were made of spotted red stone. They had a distinct spiritual look about them. Here, along with the Buddha, we also find the sculptures of Jaina deities. So we can find the Buddhist sculpture and Gandhara art, and the blending of Indian and Greek led to the new kind of art, Gandhara art. And the Gandhara art was adopted by Amaravati school, and it also was adopted by Mathura school. And a large number of artisans used this art to create to make any number of statues of Buddhas, and they also imported physical beauty, and they also used some kind of materials like terracotta, cement, like clay, so to impart physical beauty. And Amaravati school, Mathura school were made, actually they used red spotted stone, red stone. They had a distinct spiritual look, And here, along with the Buddha, we also can find the sculptures of Jaina deities. The Amaravati school developed under the patronage of the Shatavahanas of the Andhra region. So during Shatavahanas, the Amaravati school the Amaravati school developed the architecture. A great stupa was built in Amaravati in the lower region of Godavari River. A great stupa was built by Amaravati school in the lower region of Godavari River. The walls of the stupa were adorned with the bas relief, and these had a carved medallion and decorative panels. So here are another architectural contribution by Amaravati school during the period of Shatavahanas in the lower region of Godavari, and the great stupa was built, and this stupa was very much decorative and attractive, and it was carved a medallion and decorative panels. Nagarjuna Konda is another place that is famous for Buddhist sculpture. And later period, Gupta's period marked the beginning of construction of freestanding temples. Generally, Gupta's period is called as the golden period of history, and during Gupta's period we can see the rise of architecture, and they gave much importance to the construction of the freestanding temples, freestanding Hindu temples. And the temple at Degar, Jhansi district, which has a central shrine or Garbhagruha, where the image of the deity or the god is worshipped. And another temple at Bhaitragan, Kanpur district, which is also a very famous example for freestanding temples. It was developed by Guptas. So during Gupta's period, we can see the rise of freestanding Hindu temples. And two examples we can find under this architecture, that is Degar, Jhansi district, and which has a central shrine of Garbhagruha, Garbhagudi or Garbhagruha, and where the image of the deity is placed and worshipped. And another example of this kind is Bitragan, Kanpur district, which is located in Uttar Pradesh, and are the two finest examples of this kind. We'll discuss another kinds of architectural contributions by various dynasties in the further videos. Thank you.